Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is my 2022 Mark 8 Volkswagen GTI, and in this video I'm going to talk about why I traded in, or not really traded, but why I sold my Mustang GT, my 2020 Mustang GT, for this here 2022 Mark 8 GTI. Let's go ahead and hop inside and get out of this wind because it's super windy today. Alright guys, let's go ahead and go for a little drive here. So I have about 8 reasons why I traded in, or I keep saying traded, but why I sold my Mustang GT, and I'm just gonna keep the GTI for now. So for number one, by the way, this turning radius is amazing. I can't stress this enough. Look at this turning. Wow, it's crazy. But anyway, for number one, I wanna talk about why I initially got the GTI. So I initially got this car because I wanted a daily driver, something that got good gas mileage and something that wasn't boring to drive. I still wanted to have fun while driving on my daily commute, but I wanted to get great gas mileage because the Mustang obviously does not get the greatest gas mileage. So I started looking at Civic SIs, and then I ended up getting the GTI after weighing the pros and cons and everything. And I did not expect to like this car as much as I do. So I thought that I was just gonna be like, okay, yeah, it's fun and everything, but I still want to drive my Mustang. No. So when I'm driving this car, it's not like I'm thinking about driving the Mustang. Like, it's a lot of fun to drive. I love the compact dimensions. You can park this car pretty much anywhere. The gas mileage is just absolutely incredible. Over 30 mpg all the time, whereas the Mustang gets like 18 to 20. And then the Mustang, since it had that super loud Borla exhaust on it, which sounded amazing, but I always wanted to floor it all the time to hear the exhaust because it sounded so good. For those who have been following for a long time, I used to have a Mustang EcoBoost, and I did a Cobb Stage 1 tune on that one, and it was a quick Mustang. Like, it was quick. You know, it wasn't GT fast by any stretch of the imagination, but it was definitely fun to drive. It was quick. This car in stock form feels just as fast, if not faster, than my EcoBoost Mustang. And that may sound crazy, but honestly, this car is really quick. So that's one thing, is that, I mean, the performance is amazing in this car. For number two, with my current living situation, so I still live with my parents right now, and my dad has 2 cars, my mom has 1, and then if I were to keep the Mustang, I would have 2 cars. And it's just too many cars to shuffle around. So I'd have to keep my Mustang at my brother's house, and my brother lives about 10 minutes away. So I'd have to keep driving down to his house to get my car if I wanted to drive it. And then I'd have to swap out the Mustang, put this car where the Mustang was parked, and then sometimes I'd forget my stuff in this car. And it was a huge hassle to do all that stuff. And so if I lived by myself and I had both of my cars sitting there in front of me in the same garage, then I probably would have kept the Mustang, because it would be more convenient to just, okay, I want to take the Mustang today and just get in and drive it, instead of having to drive to my brother's house and do that rigmarole like I told you guys earlier. Number 3, 2 cars I realized are a lot to maintain, because I have to clean 2 cars, I have to get insurance on 2 cars. Here in Nevada, registration is very expensive, so I have to pay for registration on 2 cars, and I have to fill up 2 gas tanks, and it's just a lot of expense that I didn't necessarily need. Now, like I said, maybe in the future, if my living situation is different, then maybe I'll get 2 cars again, or maybe I'll just have 1 nice one. I don't know, but it's 2 cars are just a lot to maintain. For the 4th reason, my Mustang, like I said, it was at my brother's house, so it was just sitting there in the garage, and I didn't want my Mustang, you know, the value's just gonna keep going down and down and down the longer it sits there, and I didn't want the value to just keep going down on a car that I'm not even really driving or using that much. Right now, the car market kind of really took a big dive as far as like the used car prices are concerned, so I didn't want to keep losing money on my car and just having it sit there. So that's why I decided on to go ahead and sell it while the market is still somewhat okay on the Mustang right now. For number 5, the Mustang was never really meant to be super long term. So the reason I got the GT Mustang is because, I mean, I wanted to upgrade from the EcoBoost. Because the EcoBoost, I loved it, but I mean, it was missing that V8 sound and everything. So the Mustang was never meant to be super long term. I got the Mustang GT, that specific one, because it was a great deal, because there was a whole bunch of rebates and incentives on it. It was in the middle of COVID time, so used car values were super high. So I got a great trade-in value on my Mustang EcoBoost, and working at the dealership and having all those rebates, I got a great deal on the Mustang GT. So it was like a no-brainer for me to upgrade to the Mustang GT, which is why I got it at that time. But it doesn't have like all the stuff I want on the car. Like, I would have chose a premium, or at least a 301A package, because I like the ambient lighting and the gauges changing colors and stuff like that. So it doesn't have everything I want. It has some options that I wouldn't have gotten, like the 355 gears and some other kind of just wasted money options, the mini spare wheel and tire. So it just wasn't really exactly what I wanted. And it was a 2020, so it was already a model year old when I got it, even though it was still brand new. So, you know, I wasn't really 100% with the car already, but it was just such a great deal, I couldn't pass it up. And number 6, as you guys know, I've done all the modifications that I like on my Mustang GT. I did the wheels and tires, which I think looked amazing. I did the lowering springs. I did the tune, the exhaust. I got the little GT350 spoiler on it. So I had it sitting just the way I wanted it. And I know a lot of people would ask me, like, what's next for the Mustang? And my answer was simply nothing, because it was already done the way I had it. So that's another thing, is that it's kind of already done. I kind of already did everything I want to do with it. You know, I got used to it. I already had another Mustang in the past, so I wanted to try out something different. And this GTI is just so much fun to drive and everything like that. And, you know, I'm learning all the new features on it. And I like the gauges, the configurable gauges, the different colors. Last but not least, I'm trying to save for something big in the future. So it made sense for me to get rid of an unneeded vehicle right now, and just help save for the future, because I want to get a really nice car sometime around this time next year. And also I want to eventually move out of my parents' house. So I'm saving for all that stuff. So the Mustang, again, as much as I loved it, I didn't really, you know, I'm focused on other things at the moment. I didn't sell it to anyone. I actually sold it to my dad, so it's still in the family. It's not like the Mustang's gone forever. You know, if I want to ride in the Mustang, or if I miss it so much, I can ask my dad to drive it, because right now it's his car. He owns it. I signed over the title to him, so it's all his car now. But the great news is that I get to see it all the time. So it's not like it's gone forever, and I'm really happy that my dad took it over. He got a good deal on it, obviously. No sales tax, private party sale, all that stuff. I gave him a discount, you know, all that stuff. All of those reasons combined lead me to why I got rid of the Mustang. It just made sense for me at this time. And I will say that in the future, if the S650 is really nice, I mean, I do work at a Ford dealership after all, I can always get another Mustang if I absolutely miss it that much. But I will say this, I do kind of want to experience some other cars as well. Like, I've been loving this car so far, because all I know is Mustang. So I've been loving this car so far. I like some Audis, I like some BMWs, some stuff like that. So I do want to experience some other vehicles that aren't related to, you know, Ford or Mustangs. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think of my reasoning. Do I have valid reasoning, or do you think I was an idiot for selling my Mustang to drive a Volkswagen Golf? But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please give it a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.